Hey there. Okay, so we are doing a remote feed today. Like a live. I want to say like some broadcast news, one of my favorite movies. A little live feed today. We're going to make it quick. We're going to answer 5 of your burning questions today. And I'll be standing here talking to myself in a public place as people walk by. So as you come on board, say hello. I don't know who's here unless you make a comment, just FYI. I haven't done this from my phone for a while, so I have to remember the way to do it. So I'm live today. I wanted to show you a secret about readers. So this is one of the prime locations where reading takes place. Hi, Cindy. This is one of the prime locations, and this is a secret spot. Let me know if you can't hear me, by the way. Of course you will. I don't know why I even say that. This is a prime location where the magic happens. And one of the beautiful things about reading, I call it your flannel power suit. Hi, Sam, is you can do it from anywhere. That's one of the coolest things about reading. Yay, Heidi ho, Peggy. Those are our screen readers. Peggy's a screen reader, yay. So you can do it from anywhere, and that's why I call it the flannel power suit. You can roll out of bed and read screenplays. It's really awesome. So this is a major place, not so much anymore. When my boy was little, hi Ashley, I used to read on the fly at places, and this is one of the places that I used to read. So I'm going to flip it around and give you a view. This is where the magic happens for reading. So that's the coolest thing if you're a parent. We used to come here and he would play and I would read and everybody was happy as clams. So yeah, so and as you can see, yes, I'm in a mall. So malls, that's where the magic happens. I actually debated about, I almost hit finish instead of turn. I actually debated about calling my production company Minivan Productions because so much of my work was done out of my minivan, driving along, part mom, part reading. So that's one of the beautiful things. I thought, you know what, I'm going to start doing this sort of on the fly in places and show you kind of things you wouldn't think that have to do with being a reader. But that's the cool thing about it, is you can do it from anywhere. I know, it's the coolest. This mall actually was dying, and then this organization came in and put this. It's enormous. Let me show you real quick. Totally enormous. It's a carousel, and it's like it's got what we call a buffet because it's got like big old buffet full of barfy food. So yeah, there you have it. There's a little glimpse into being a reader. So today, as always, Hollywood Gatekeepers, Doug's here. Woohoo! And Doug's going to share it into the group too, right? So yeah, so I usually start these with the levels of what a screen reader is, but pretty much I'm seeing, Ashley, you knew, I don't know that I've seen you in here before, but you know, basically we've got the free version, which is everybody comes into Hollywood Gatekeepers. We offer a lot of stuff in here where we're trying to help you get started, kind of let you know what being a reader is all about. And then on our mailing list, join that. In our Facebook group, if you're not in there, you should be, join the Facebook group, and we give away a ton of free content. We also have free workshops coming up tomorrow. I'm so excited. Is the first one at noon. So tomorrow's Take 5 will actually be the workshop. So if you haven't registered, Doug will post the registration link. We have one tomorrow, Saturday, Wednesday, Saturday, and then so many people are asking for a replay that we're trying to figure out how to do that. So we will let you know. Yay, welcome, Ashley. We're so happy to have you here. So that's kind of what the Hollywood Gatekeepers thing is. We do have a paid version. We don't ask you to buy it. We don't care if you buy it. It's like, this is just another way that you can do this. So there's so many different options. And so we'll tell you all about that as you get going. But basically, you know, we're just here to kind of get the ball rolling. So as you enter the Facebook group or join the mailing list, we ask if you have any questions, and people have been leaving the greatest questions. So if you haven't seen the video series, we answer 4 basic questions in that. Just scroll down, you can see a link to that, and you'll get 4 videos that show you, you know, kind of the basics. And now we're diving with these questions a little bit deeper into more specific things that people are asking. So I'm just going to dive right in because Joseph, and yesterday I was saying last names, and then I decided not to do that anymore because we don't tell people when you ask your question that we might be saying your name live. So I'm just going to do first names from now on just to make sure, because we don't want people to, you know, I don't want to call anyone out if they don't want to be called out. So, but Joseph asked this great question, which is, how do we help reading become more prevalent in our community? That's a really interesting new, like, no one's asked that, and I really love this question because you will find, I mean, test it for yourself. Walk around and tell people that you're in this course. Tell people that you're learning about reading scripts. People will be like, wait, what? There was a double take. Who's the king of double takes? Screen readers. We've talked about this in the screen reader course. Well, I'll tell you the answer to that at the end. The king of double takes is the best actor I've ever seen at double takes. And what's a double take? That was a double take. So anyway, I squirrel off. Sorry. So that's how it is. Not much I can do about it. As much as I try. The great thing about being a reader is that everyone has a script. If you start telling people you're doing this, they're going to go, oh yeah, I wrote a script, or I have a friend that wrote a script, or there's writers everywhere. So you can kind of create this scenario in your community, and it's really cool, I think. It's like, you could go, with the things that we teach, you could teach other people how to do this. You could start writers groups where you are the one that's kind of, facilitating it, and then people submit scripts and you can help them get their script off the ground. And that part of being a story analyst or being a reader can become very lucrative, because that's where you're helping a writer get their script off the ground. And that's kind of primarily what I do now. I've read for production companies for a long time, but I just love writers. They're just such a funny, introverted, extroverted group that it's one of my favorite things to do. So, but it also can become lucrative, because as you get better at it, you can charge for it. So basically, you can go into your community and start a writers group and meet weekly. You could do it online and meet weekly. You could go to local nonprofits. They're always looking for people to speak at things. And you can talk about the process of reading and writing scripts and whatever. And I guarantee it, there are people who have ideas or who want to be writers, or everyone has an idea for a screenplay. And you can focus on one little part of it, like maybe just the idea, how to find an idea, maybe just how to get your idea off the ground, maybe just log lines, maybe just, there's so many topics. And it's one of the things you'll hear me harp about a lot, is that within this, there's just so many opportunities. And that's what we kind of want to get people, to be aware of, that it isn't just the read a script, write a coverage for a production company. There's just tons of ways that you can use these skills to help your community, to help writers, to help each other. It's just super exciting. So if you go to your local chamber, they are always looking for people to come speak at their business, luncheons and breakfasts and whatever. They just, nonprofits and local chamber groups, like the Boys and Girls Club or whatever, or the YMCA or Assistance League. I work in a lot of nonprofits. I'm on a lot of nonprofit boards because I like to give back. So I'm on the board of the Assistance League, and well, I won't even go. It's a long resume of working with nonprofits. So, but we're always looking for people to come tell the community about new, interesting things. That could be you doing that. So I love this question, Joseph, and thank you for asking it. I hope that gives you just a few ideas about where you might kind of take what you're learning and spread it into your community. Reading, it's so important, and it's so important, even though we're getting into this bit, just snippet society, snippet society, there's my production company. It's like, we still want to keep that ability to read and create a story. I think we're all storytellers. I don't think we're ever going to lose that. So that can be a way that you can just, get this into your community. So I'm not seeing any comments. Oh, quiet mode. There we go. Well, hello, Curtis. Now I am. Awesome. So our next question comes from Ellen Rose, and she says, I feel like, I don't know, a talk show host, which we have a podcast coming up as well. And we have some really great Oscar-winning guests on the podcast. Woohoo! Ellen asks, what intrinsic qualities are most desired in a reader? Well, Ellen, a good vocabulary and being able to craft a good sentence, of which you just did. Both things. I can't speak. You can write. Just, one of the things that I really talk about is that as a reader, you are a writer. So all of you in here, scouts, all of you in here that are working for, that are being readers are also writers. So own that right now. You have to be able to, as a reader, read a screenplay and then write a coverage, which is kind of like a book report. And in that coverage, you need to be able to, summarize that screenplay in just a couple of paragraphs. Tell all the things that work and all the things that don't work in just a couple of paragraphs, and tell it in a way that's engaging, that captures the tone of the script, that thanks, I'm purple today. But you have to be able to do that. So you are a writer. If you are a reader, you are a writer. So I harp on that a lot, and because a lot of people say, oh, I'm just a reader. It's a very specialized skill. So really, really own that. So that's basically the biggest intrinsic quality that you need, is to be able to write. And then there's a, right up there though, being able to write is sort of a given. That's kind of, but the second thing is to be nice. And we talked a little bit about this yesterday. I'll probably end up talking about it every day, because that is the main thing, is to be nice. Be able to work with people, be respectful, be nice, don't be snarky. Peggy. I'm just kidding, because Peggy gave us some good snark words yesterday. Peggy is snarky, but she's also nice. She does it in a great way. So it is like, but yeah, you can be sarcastic and whatever, but it's like, just be sincere and genuine, and you'd be surprised at how far that will get you. So I love that question, Ellen, and you are definitely a writer just by the way you wrote that question. There was a woman who was a script, she was a consultant, and she used to say that she could tell how you write your script by how you give directions, which I absolutely loved. If you take forever, and then you turn left, and then you walk 3 steps, and you're going to have too many details in your script. This sentence, how she put that together, let me read it again. And so I did it verbatim. What intrinsic qualities are most desired in a reader? Succinct, well-written, good vocabulary. Like right there, I'm critiquing her sentence, right? But yeah, it gives you an idea of her ability to write. Number 3, Athena, love this name. Is it true that as a reader, you look for the key points and you don't read the entire script? Okay, I'm going to try not to go off too tangenty on this, but yes, that can often be true. Yes, I will. Yes, make Mr. Rogers proud. I love that, Deborah. Exactly. Be good to your neighbors. So, oh wait, hang on one second. Oh, sorry. Okay. So, this question, a lot of people ask this, and yes, that is often true. Some readers do what's called a 10-30 or 30-10, meaning they read the first 10 pages and the last 30, and they don't read the middle. And that's why your first 10 pages, well, that's one of the many reasons your first 10 pages really need to jump out. Some people do what's called a dialogue only, meaning you only read the dialogue, and you skip all the action that those writers worked really hard to write. People often say, don't write action. I think if you're a good writer, you're a good writer. Some people say you should only have 3 lines, 3 sentences of action per time when you write about action. 3 sentences. All of those kind of rules to me are, well, let me get into that in a minute. So those are some of the ways that people skim or read just bits and pieces, read a few pages here and there. That is definitely a thing. However, it's not a thing that I do, that I've ever done, that I recommend doing, that we promote. We actually promote not doing that. We want to be champions for writers. We feel very passionately that a lot of people say, oh yeah, I want to write a screenplay, but the person that actually sits down and cranks out those 90 to 120 pages, they have earned your being able to read 90 to 120 pages. It's insane to me that people can't take the time. Microphone. Is that better? It's insane to me that people can't take the time to read an entire script. So we really promote that, yes, you read the entire script. I gotta be honest, as you start reading, it's much easier to read scripts that aren't very good. And it's because they're predictable. So it's like you can get through it. Oh yeah, then that happens and this happens and that. And so it's much, when I'm super swamped, sometimes it'll be like, oh, I hope the script is bad. I gotta be honest. There are times when it's like that. So, but I've never not read it, and I always read scripts, even if they're bad. I'm still looking for the little gems, the little pieces, the little things, because I think every script has something that you can latch onto to help that writer to the next step. Whether even if it's a beginning step, and even if the script is terrible, you want to try to help them to the next step. So, yeah. So we don't recommend it. People do it, and we think that's one of the problems in the industry. And we want, as we promote more and more people that come through our screen reading program and do the things with us, we want people to become known for, oh no, those readers, they're the Oxford of readers or whatever. We're just still trying to figure out if anybody has any ideas of what we would call that. Like basically, we are the people that take it seriously and really, really, want to help you get this script to a better place. I have such respect for writers and producers that I never do 30-10s, 10-30s, dialogue only, skimming, none of that. I read the entire script. So that's a really great question, Athena, and I'm so glad you asked it, because it helps me kind of get our mission out there as to what we're doing. Okay, look at the carousel while I look up the next question. Okay, let's see. Okay. got the next question. Welcome to my world. Thomas asks, what do people miss? I need another arm. What do people miss when reading scripts? What do people miss most when reading scripts? Got it. Lunch. Kidding. It is true, though. Sometimes you can be reading and reading, and all of a sudden, like, oh my gosh, hours have gone by. What do people miss? And this is a really good question as well, Thomas. People often miss the sort of hidden gem. And a couple weeks ago, a couple weeks, we had an Oscar winner come in and speak within our screen reader program. And he wrote scripts, and he had readers tell him, oh yeah, it's a great script, but it'll never sell. And then those scripts went on to win Oscars. So luckily he didn't listen to that feedback. Creme de la creme, or crime de la creme. That's if you're writing CSI. Creme de la creme, I like that though. That's good. They'll miss, he was saying that readers should be about the story. You should have an understanding about budgeting and, whether or not it would sell and that kind of thing, but that's not your job as a reader. Your job as a reader is to look at that story, look for the hidden gems, look at those characters, look at that dialogue. Yeah, but crime de la creme is good too. So this writer heard this, great script, but it'll never sell many, many times. And he just thought, well, great script is what's important. So I'm going to figure out a way to sell it, which he did in a major way. So it is like, and we have a case study. So I know I keep referring to the screen reader course, and I'm not trying to promote it. I'm just trying to let you know some of the ways that we're getting these points across. And we will do, every week we take bits and pieces out of the course. So you can stay in here and learn from us that way too. So, but one of the things that we have is an actual project that the script is a mess. It is a total mess. And it was given to me by a friend, one of those moments of like, oh wait, you read scripts? I have a script. And, which is always dicey because sometimes it's like, oh, awesome. But honestly, there's a hidden gem in this script that is just beautiful. And it's, the minute he handed it to me, it was in a hardcover notebook, and it was like, immediately I'm like, oh yeah, this is not right, and he saw on my face when he first handed it to me that there were problems, and I was like, I'm sorry, I'm so transparent. But I took it home, I read every page, and it's a mess, and it's beautiful. So we're using this as a way to train others about, looking for that thing. Most scripts have a thing, and it's your job as a reader to find it. Find it, like really seriously find it. It's there. And to me, it's a reflective of life. It's like and one of my favorite questions we've ever received was, what if I hate everything? Which I love, because if you can't find the hidden gem, we want to be finding hidden gems in our lives. It's like the hidden gems are everywhere, and being able to look and, it can be, you can start to get bogged down with always reading bad scripts, and that's one of the complaints of readers. But if you are coming from the perspective of, there's no bad script, there's just people that don't know what they're doing, there's hidden gems in everything. And I really believe that's true. And sometimes scripts will stick with me that were really bad, and it's like, okay, that script is sticking with me, which means there's something compelling about it. So that's your job, is to find out what that is. What is that hidden gem? What is that thing? And don't be the guy that said, oh, it's a great script. That's how they talk. It's a great script, it'll never sell. Don't be that guy. I don't know what that was. Live. Gotta love live. So, but I'm just saying, don't be that. Maybe I'll make him snarky. It'll never sell. Okay, sorry. I'm going to see how many voices I can do. But yeah, so that basically, that's the thing. You want to be the one that finds the gem. It isn't the guy that shuts it down. I know this is Hollywood Gatekeepers. I get that this is Hollywood Gatekeepers. But our Hollywood Gatekeepers are here to, kick the door. I'm, kicking. Kicking. People are watching me going, what the hell? We are here to kick the gate in. We want to give you the tools as writers to be able to get your project made. So that's my tangent. I get kind of tangent-y, sorry. But these questions are so fantastic, and they really do spark very genuine emotion and drive about this whole thing. And then the last question comes from Julie Beth. Can I invite other people to the workshop? Heck yeah. More the merrier. So we have 3 workshops tomorrow, and Saturday, and Wednesday. I'm dropping things, and next Saturday, and then we're working on the replays. So, yeah, more the merrier. I think the bigger this community grows, just the more the merrier, seriously, and the more, you know, intrinsic it gets and the more wonderful it gets. And so we'll continue to answer questions. Again, tomorrow's Take 5 is the workshop, but we'll be back on Thursday. I'll try to find another cool location. Not this is so cool, but, you know, fun location, because that's one of the things we also promote, is having fun. Super important. And yeah, those were our 5 incredible questions for today. There's many more, and if you asked a question, I'm trying to get to as many as I can, and we'll just continue to answer them and kind of get, you know, deeper and deeper as more people become a little bit more familiar with what we're doing. These questions are so fantastic, and it really does help us help you figure out what is being a reader, figure out how to be a better writer. Like, all of it is so important, and we are so excited. We have big plans for this whole group of figuring out the best way that we can help writers, you know, on all different levels. So we're really excited. We're really happy that you're here, and this whole journey is so amazing. So go out. Hey, Maribel, she's a screen reader. She's super great. Go out and find those hidden gems. Tomorrow, August 8th, we'll post the link. And actually, we have a link now where you can sign up for any of them. So we'll post that link so you can sign up for any of the workshops. We'll answer your questions in there as well. So when you sign up, you'll get a free workshop worksheet. You can write down your questions, bring them with you, and we will answer any questions that you have there. And if you haven't joined the Facebook group and you haven't joined the mailing list, do that, because we get your questions that way as well. So I think that's it for today. We will see you in the workshop tomorrow at noon. And if not, we'll see you on Thursday at noon, or wherever, whenever. All right, guys? So good to meet you all. So great to have you here. We're really, really excited. We will see you soon. Okay, here comes the carousel. The place to read scripts. One of my favorite places to read scripts. I won't go on that, though, because that's a barf ride. All right, guys. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.